Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events from around the world. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. We begin with developments in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. A recent study by the Washington-based Center for Strategic and International Studies estimates that Russian casualties in the war have reached a staggering 1.2 million, with around 325,000 soldiers killed and another 875,000 wounded or missing. However, the Kremlin has dismissed these figures as unreliable, stating that only casualty numbers released by Russia's defense ministry should be trusted. This discrepancy highlights the challenges of verifying information in conflict zones where accurate data can be difficult to obtain. The Russian government last disclosed its battlefield losses in September 2022, reporting 5,937 soldiers killed since the start of the full-scale invasion. In contrast, a verified list of Russian war dead maintained by the exiled outlet Mediazona and the BBC stands at over 163,000. The conflict has also had a significant impact on Ukrainian forces, with estimated losses ranging from 100,000 to 100,000 killed and another 400,000 to 500,000 wounded or missing. Civilian casualties have also been substantial, with the UN verifying nearly 15,000 deaths in Ukraine since February 2022. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider multiple sources and evaluate the information critically. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in this story and providing updates as more information becomes available. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the complex world of international politics, where a dramatic turn of events has unfolded in Venezuela. The country's president, Nicolas Maduro, was recently removed from power by the U.S., sparking a flurry of reactions from around the globe. According to reports, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo stated that the U.S. government had been working closely with Venezuelan opposition leaders to facilitate a peaceful transition of power. However, some critics argue that the U.S. intervention may have violated international law and could lead to further instability in the region. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was quoted as saying that the situation in Venezuela is a threat to regional stability and security. On the other hand, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado expressed her gratitude towards the U.S. for their support, stating that this is a historic moment for our country and we're committed to rebuilding our nation. The international community remains divided on the issue, with some countries condemning the U.S. actions as an overstep, while others see it as a necessary measure to restore democracy in Venezuela. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the potential consequences of such actions. Meanwhile, President Trump has faced criticism for his handling of the situation, with some lawmakers arguing that he exceeded his authority by ordering military action without congressional approval. The White House maintains that the president acted within his powers as commander-in-chief, citing national security concerns. As we navigate this complex geopolitical landscape, it's crucial to prioritize fact-based information and nuanced analysis. We'll continue to monitor developments in Venezuela and provide updates as more information becomes available. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Walter, and this is the closing segment of today's Concrete Block. We're going to dive into a complex and developing story that has significant implications for European politics. As we've been following the news, Hungary has been at the center of controversy, with nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orbán facing criticism for his comments about the Roma community. Recently, one of his top officials, János Lázár, sparked outrage by making derogatory remarks about Roma people. However, in a surprising turn of events, Lázár apologized for his words, stating that he was really sorry for any offense caused. But that's not all. Hungary is also embroiled in a diplomatic spat with Ukraine. The Ukrainian government summoned the Hungarian ambassador to protest allegations of meddling in the upcoming Hungarian parliamentary election. Orbán has been intensifying his criticism of Ukraine, seeking to associate the opposition leader Peter Magyar with Kyiv and the European Union executive. The situation is further complicated by the fact that Orbán is facing a strong challenger in the election, with most polls showing Magyar's center-right TISA party ahead of Orbán's right-wing nationalist Fidesz. The Hungarian foreign minister, Péter Szijjártó, has accused Ukraine of interfering in the election, stating that they must be prepared for open and crude interference from the Ukrainians. It's essential to note that these allegations are denied by the Ukrainian government, and the situation remains fluid. As we strive to provide balanced and accurate information, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and sources. In conclusion, the situation in Hungary is complex and multifaceted, with both domestic and international implications. We will continue to monitor developments and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay informed.